someone else I know was like, this pandemic has been really hard for me because I have a really bad habit of licking my hands. And I said, I touch my eyes a lot because I don't want to be judgmental, right?
Jonesy and Ray, just wondering.
Welcome back to Just Wondering podcast, where we will surprise each other with whatever topics come to mind. We literally know nothing and have made a rule to never research before recording. So buckle up.
We're your hosts. I'm Jones.
And I'm Ray.
And Ray, I was just wondering about habits.
Do you have any habits? Good or bad?
I'm feeling lost. I asked you, but really.
Okay. So
hey, what are your habits?
I have a habit of drinking coffee every morning.
Okay.
I previously had a habit of doing my workouts every day, but I got injured and I stopped working out because I had to recover. And now I'm finding it challenging to get back in the habit. I've heard it takes a certain length of time to form a habit. So I can't remember. It's something like 10 days or 3 weeks.
I think 21 days is what I've heard.
Okay.
But then some people say that's not true. But I wonder if that's just because it's repetitive. So like that's the definition of a habit.
Maybe it means that it takes that amount of time to build your routine.
Yeah,
because I feel like if something is addictive, I think that it can form a habit quite a bit quicker than that.
Yeah.
So I know people who have started smoking, which is very addictive, and at first they just think like, oh, well, I won't get addicted. I just want to take like the extra 5-minute break because all my coworkers smoke and they all get extra breaks.
I've heard that a lot.
But then it gets past the point of just doing it casually and then you do become addicted to it. But I've also heard that part of the reason quitting smoking is so challenging is because it also is like a physical habit. Like people really like the actual physical motion of smoking.
And that's what I heard too. Like a lot of people don't necessarily miss, like it's the routine of it. And that's why a lot of people start like chewing gum or chewing on things, or they have those like fake cigarette things, like the Nicorette, whatever.
Yeah.
Another really common bad habit is people who bite their nails.
Mm-hmm. Did you bite your nails ever?
I don't like bite my nails but if they break, then I'll bite them.
Like to kind of smooth them out so they're not jaggedy. Yeah, so, I do that as well.
But I don't like bite my nails just like all the time.
I used to bite my nails. And I think it's something because I got the habit because my mom would bite her nails and my grandfather used to bite his nails. So when you see people do it, you mimic their behavior when you're a child.
Yeah.
I don't actually think it was a habit though, because you know how when it's a very bad habit, you can see on their nails that they bite their nails, right? I would just bite them instead of clipping them, which I realize is gross. So it wasn't a compulsion to do it. I would just be like, oh, my nails are getting too long, and I just bite them. Yeah. And then I was on a bus from Vancouver to Toronto, which was 3 days, and an old man saw me biting my nails, and he said, don't bite your nails. You're going to get a fungus. It will be contagious. It will get in your toenails, and you'll never be able to wear shoes again. And I'm like, for the next 3 days, my nails were getting too long, but I was like, I can't bite my nails in front of this man. And I never bit my nails ever again.
Wow. So for you, it only took, I was going to say 21 hours, but that's not 3 days. It only took 3 days to break your habit.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Obviously for some people, it takes a lot longer to break habits necessarily than it does to start them. So you're saying exercising, that you like exercising every day is a habit. And I used to be in the habit of like going to the gym 3 mornings a week. I just like went to the gym, then I went to my client's house, went to work, and that's what I did. That was my routine. That was my habit. And then once everything shut down, then that just stopped. And like realistically, what I should have done is just continue doing it at home, but I didn't. And now I'm finding it really hard to get back into that.
It's really hard to get back into it. And also it's because once I get into the routine and the habit of doing it, it's like, I'm just going to do it all the time. But right now I'm like, well, you know what? I'm not back into the routine yet. So I can just eat pasta and drink beer again. Right. Yes. Like I will still do that when I work out because that's my entire diet. Peanut butter sandwiches, pasta and beer. Some other good habits to have would be like washing your hands, which has become like very much a habit and a compulsion right now.
Yes.
My skin on my hands does not thank me. I already had the habit because I work in food handling.
Yes.
So I was always washing my hands at work, regardless of pandemics or just like regular food handling practices. You wash your hands, but that like didn't apply as soon as I was outside of work in the past. Right. I'm like very much like, I'm just going about my life and I get hungry and I'm going to eat with my hands, regardless of like the last time I washed them. Yes. But right now the habit has extended to encapsulate all times of my life and
all times of the day, all aspects.
Anywhere I go, all of the things that I'm doing, I'm washing my hands.
Say like brushing your teeth, real good habit to get into. You don't think of it because it's like something you should be doing, but not everyone does brush their teeth twice a day, right? Like
but that's the thing with the habit, is that you probably aren't actually thinking about it all of the time. And that's what I found right now with hand washing as well, is like, as soon as something happens, I wash my hands, right? I don't think about it anymore because it's so ingrained as a habit. And brushing my teeth is the same.
As you're supposed to.
I think it was a habit, but yeah.
But I would say it is, because not everyone does it, and it's not something that's like natural to you.
No, you have to get taught and you have to build the habit into your life.
Yeah, I have a really bad habit of like popping all my like zits and stuff, like anytime I get any sort of acne, which you're like not supposed to do.
Do you crack any of your bones?
Sometimes I crack my knuckles, but like probably not even once a week. If I'm like really, really stressed and like in a situation where I'm trying not to cry, because I'm really bad at crying when I'm stressed.
So it distracts you from crying.
Yeah, I don't do it often, but now I feel like I want to.
I think with cracking your knuckles specifically, or like any other joints, it becomes a habit and then you feel like you need to do it more frequently. Because I used to crack my knuckles a lot. It was hard to break the habit, but once I broke the habit, I don't feel the need to. But I used to crack like this joint, then this joint, then this. Like I used to crack every knuckle.
I never really thought of that. I think a really good habit that I used to be good at, not anymore, but that you're really good at, is drinking water.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like you are very good at drinking water. I used to be really good at drinking water. When I go out places, like when I go to work, I'll drink a lot of water, but like from working from home, I've been drinking mostly coffee. And I don't know if it's like when I'm at work, I always have my water bottle and my water bottle's always around me. And like I could drink from my water bottle at home, but I usually don't. I'm just going to try to do it more. A lot of people to get into the habit of drinking more water, get those water bottles, or like they'll put like lines on their water bottle. So it's like, okay, by 10 a.m. you should be here, by whatever time you should be here, so that they are systematically drinking their water.
I don't really know some things, if they are routine or if they are habits.
Yeah, I don't actually know what the definition of a habit is.
Yeah, I don't know either. I feel like a lot of things that I think are my habits might just be my routine, because when I wake up for work, it's 5 a.m. and I go and I put the kettle on to make a pot of coffee, and then I make a peanut butter and jam sandwich to take with me to work, and then I drink my cup of coffee, and then I go to work. And I don't know if that's just a routine or if it's a habit.
Yeah, maybe someone could tell us the difference between a routine and a habit, or if there is a difference.
If there's a difference, it might be something like a routine is kind of still conscious. Like you're doing it, and you know it's the plan and you're following it. Whereas a habit, it's completely subconscious. And so you just do it without thinking. So like biting your nails would be a habit, because you're not thinking about doing it. But
you could argue that part of your routine, yeah. All I can think of right now is she's a naughty girl with a bad habit for drugs.
Okay.
Is drugs a habit?
Right. Or is like, that could be a habit, because I think like cigarettes is like a smoking habit. Yeah, but it could be an addiction.
And maybe addictions are habits.
Maybe they are. And that would be another reason why addiction would be so difficult to navigate out of. Is because if it is a habit, you're not just physically addicted, you're also like habitually and mentally like addicted to it.
Yeah, so interesting. Really don't know the difference. Like, yeah, I couldn't even like, sounds like define a habit. I'd be like, nail biting is like really what comes
right. So I can give
mind.
examples. Or else like I feel like it could be a habit to either cook dinner or order food, because I feel like people that cook at home will just mostly cook at home. Like they only order food if it's like an occasion or like an event with friends or something like that, or it's like a special treat for them to be able to like take a day off, right? But like when I come home from work, it doesn't matter how exhausted I've been or how long I've been out or anything. Like I don't even think about it. I just like come home and just cook something for myself. I almost never buy food out.
Yeah, that's why you have so much more money.
Yeah, actually, I think
it is
so too.
true.
Yeah.
For sure. You know what I have a really bad habit of?
What?
Is snoozing.
Oh.
I would say that that's probably a habit, because I can't even remember the last time that I got up on my first alarm. For right now, it's hard because like a lot of the time, like right in the morning, I don't actually like have anything super pressing like immediately. So I always tell myself like, you should get up now, but you don't actually have to. Versus like if it's a day I'm going into the office, then I'll probably only hit snooze once. But if I'm not, then I might hit snooze like 5 times. And people hate it, which is fair. I hate sleeping over with you because you always hit snooze. I'm like, I know I'm the worst. I
really sleep to the last possible minute.
Yeah.
So when my alarm goes, I actually have to get up. But it's either that or I have to set my alarm before 5.
Yeah.
And I'm not willing to do that.
Trying to reduce my amount of snoozes to systematically fade them out. So I feel like it's not realistic to go from like 4 or 5 to 0. Maybe it is to go cold turkey, but I tried that, didn't work. So now I'm trying to like set it closer to when I have to be up so I'm less.
So you don't have the opportunity to snooze.
Yeah, I might snooze once and then.
Yeah.
And then that's it. I guess some people have like bad habits of like grinding their teeth or like tapping their feet.
True.
Like nervous habits, right?
Yeah, I guess that's another thing. Like, is it a habit or is it a compulsion, or is that the same thing too? Right, where we just don't know. Maybe a habit is midway between routine and compulsion.
Maybe.
It's hard to not do your habit, right? So for me, I could say it is my habit to wake up, make coffee, and make my peanut butter and jam sandwich. But it wouldn't be hard for me to not do it. I'm not.
Yeah, because like on the weekend you might not do that.
Yeah, I don't feel like I need to do it, right? But like biting my nails, it would be hard to not do it. So if you're thinking I shouldn't do it and it's hard, maybe it's a habit.
Yeah, I like that. I think that makes sense. I don't know. It'd be interesting to hear what other people consider a habit versus other things, because maybe there's a lot of things that we didn't think about because maybe we don't think they're habits, but for other people they might be.
Something that's hard for me not to do is rub my eyes. I always touch my eyes. And
which must be very hard right now.
It's hard right now, but I know, especially like, because I don't wear very much makeup or very often. So when I put makeup on, I always like rub my eyes. I'm like, oh, I put on makeup. Do I look like
raccoon eye
now? Yeah. But it's because my normal habit would be I can just rub my eyes when I want to, and I forget I'm wearing makeup. But it's been very hard for me. Someone else I know was like, this pandemic has been really hard for me because I have a really bad habit of licking my hands. And I said, I touch my eyes a lot because I don't want to be judgmental, right? That is actually, well, there's people that lick their fingers to like turn pages or to like separate things. So I work in food handling. And when I see, like, if there's someone that's new and they do that, I have to actually call them out on it, because you can't lick your hands when you're serving people, right? So I'm like, you can't separate a pastry bag by licking your fingers.
No.
Like opening a garbage bag, okay, fine, like that, because it's garbage. And if you're touching the garbage, you have to wash your hands before you help someone anyway. But I would still discourage it because it would be a habit. And it would be a habit. If they're licking their fingers to separate a garbage bag, they probably lick their fingers to do other things as well. So I do have to call attention to it so that they don't do it.
Weird. I imagine like licking your fingers sounds very different than a bad habit of licking my hands. I'm just imagining like.
Yeah.
Ray, what are you drinking today?
Today I'm drinking Ransack the Universe from Collective Arts.
Nice.
That's pretty good. Okay.
Today I am drinking trusty old Miller Lite.
All right.
Cheers.
Cheers.
So let us know if you have any bad habits, what the difference between a routine or a habit or a compulsion is, or if
please tell us the definition of a habit. We need to know the definition.
Yeah, and let us know what your habits are.
You can email us your answers at justwonderingpodcast.ray@gmail.com. You can follow us on Instagram at just.wondering.podcast and subscribe to us on YouTube.
Do it. Thanks for watching. Bye. You can,
you can email us at justwonderingpodcast. Okay, are you ready?
Yeah, sorry.